Can y'all check the stream? Does it just stream the 2K screen? Or-
Yeah, you're live right now.
Oh,
Should just
sick.
start the game, I think.
Oh, yeah.
In offense.
Would you guys recommend building a specific kind of player for park play?
What I use when I go to the park is the 6-7 scoring machine. It can shoot, dunk, play defense, rebound. So I would think that would be the most popular build when going to the park.
Yeah, I agree with Dom. That 6-7 is
All right,
Whoa.
welcome to this game between the Nuggets and the Lakers, the play-in game, our fourth play-in game between the 9th-seeded Denver Nuggets and the 10th-seeded Los Angeles Lakers. I will be your play-by-play / I don't even know what I'm doing guy, BJ, and I'm here with Kamal. What's up, Kamal?
Hey, I'm here to also not know what I'm doing and do color commentary.
And Killer might be here. Are you still here, Killer?
I'm still here.
He may talk at times. So excited for this matchup today. We're gonna see the Lakers a bit shorthanded without Kyrie Irving today, but they do have Carmelo Anthony back in their lineup again. And what do you think are the key factors for this matchup today?
I'm wondering to see how well Shabazz Napier is going to handle this offense. I know he's been doing it the last month without Kyrie, but now we have a full-fledged playoff team on their hands, so let's see what happens.
Obviously, the key for the Denver Nuggets today will be their big three, Jamal Murray, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Jokic, as they've all averaged over 20 points per game this season. So without further ado, let's get this started. Starting lineups today for the Lakers, we've got Shabazz Napier, Matisse Thybulle. He's a small forward. I couldn't see that. I already forgot.
Bojan Bogdanovic.
Bojan Bogdanovic, John Collins, and Rudy Gobert. The Nuggets, we have Jamal Murray, Monte Morris, Ed Bazemore, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Jokic.
It's going to be interesting because the Lakers at the beginning of the season were seen as favorites, and they received a lot of backlash after trading away their stars. But just like the real-life Lakers, they find themselves in the play-in. So it'll be interesting to see if they're actually much better than their real-life counterparts.
As Bojan nails a three for the first points of the game. Pass over there to Monte Morris. And Bazemore. Into Jokic. They got to get to Jokic in the post. He's going to do his thing against the best defensive center in the league, Rudy Gobert. And there you go.
Jokic on Gobert is going to be an amazing matchup today.
Absolutely. Jokic just coming back up the court after the miss. Bazemore gets it right back to Jokic in the post. They go right back to that matchup. Just again, Gobert gets the better of him.
I think we're seeing early how the Nuggets game plan is going. Just feed it to Gobert, feed it to Jokic every single possession, see what happens.
Collins now going into the post. He'll take a long fadeaway and he'll nail it. Good early start for the Lakers there. I'd like to see it. And pick and roll action on the other end. And DeMar DeRozan not. He whiffed on that.
He really went for that one.
Back the other way and a
John
lob to
Collins
John
showing up
Collins.
everything.
Yep. And a 7-0 lead for the Lakers. Denver Nuggets a little bit rattled here. Rosen into Jamal Murray. He slams it. Shows DeMar how it's done.
First points of the game for the Nuggets. Hopefully that can actually spark something.
Point guard Shabazz Napier is going to be running things for the Lakers here today. As he tries to weave his way into the paint. Back out to Matisse Thybulle. Out of post action early on. Collins back out to Matisse. This is the three.
I don't think the Lakers coach actually wants Thibault to hit threes, but when you spend the whole possession passing the ball back and forth around the three-point line, there's not much else you can do.
And they went and doubled John Collins in the post, so he's pretty much forced to pass it to Matisse. 7-4 lead for the Lakers early on here. If you're just standing there for about 2/3 of the possession, drives in the paint, get it to go. Gobert with the board. Matisse with another three. He hits it this time. If they can get Matisse Thybulle going for three, that's a big game changer.
I'm really interested to know, who do the Clippers want to play today? Who do they want to win?
Well, Mega said, I think pretty explicitly that he wants the Lakers to win. So.
Battle in LA.
Yep, and I think the Nuggets can be considered a lot more dangerous with Nikola Jokic. And obviously with Kyrie out, the Lakers are certainly shorthanded. Matisse Thybulle, another shot. This one. Or by Jokic. Jokic on the break. Monte Morris with the lay-in. 10-6 lead for the Lakers. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Nuggets need a lot more playmaking from Jokic if they want to overcome this small deficit.
Shabazz charges right after Jamal Murray and gets the foul call. Jamal not thrilled with that call, clearly. Evan in, gets the contact. There you go.
With both these teams being as young as they are, do you think this could start to become a bit of a rivalry over the next couple seasons?
Absolutely. If the Lakers can keep their team together for more than like a month, for sure. I think these two teams definitely have bright futures in the league, and could be perennial playoff teams for years to come. Shabazz hits the first free throw, so we wait for him to make his second free throw here. Shabazz hits both of them. And 12-6 lead. This is exactly the start that the Lakers wanted. Jokic, Bazemore over to Monte Morris. Gets it into Jokic. Great play by the Nuggets there, but he completely botches it. He had an open layup. He, faded away and made it a much more difficult shot than he had.
Jokic missing that wide open layup is exactly the story that this game has been told.
Yeah, but great steal there by Jamal Murray, and it's done on the break. Shabazz Napier. Oh, I thought he had a lane to the basket, but instead he'll take it again. And Shabazz Napier getting the job done. The Nuggets need a timeout now.
Who needs Kyrie when you have a guy like that?
Exactly. He is definitely a force to be reckoned with out here. So
early on, Lakers have been hitting their three-pointers. Very surprising considering the injuries that they have, but it's going to be a fun game.
The post, Nikola Jokic. Jokic goes right after Gobert again and misses again. Gobert's dominating in the post right now. Eyebull's driving. No good. And Bazemore lobs to DeMar DeRozan. We'll see a lot of lobs in 2K. That's how 2K is. Gobert has the ball at the top of the key. Passes to John Collins in the post again. Gets doubled. Bears got a good matchup on Murray, but John Collins nails it. Good work in the post.
Collins and Gobert as a front court actually seem to be a much better option than I anticipated originally.
Yeah, it seems like they do play very well together. Jokic just denied. He's got to stop going to the post because he is getting annihilated by Rudy Gobert right now.
I have a feeling Gobert is going to have a monster game today.
Yep, Shabazz into the paint. Shabazz Napier is eating the defense alive right now. 6 points already. Jokic goes in the post again. Gobert fouls him this time. Finally able to get the line for some points.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens next season with Gobert. I believe making the playoffs should help persuade him to maybe stay in Los Angeles, but we don't really know what's going to happen.
Lemon Pepper Lou Williams is into the game right now. First action for him tonight. And he gets a shot. This is it. Jokic with the board. Jamal Murray into the post. Jokic has a smaller defender on him and right over him. That's the kind of matchup Jokic wants. John Collins back to Lemon Pepper Lou. John Collins for 3. No good. Gobert tips it in.
Gobert was moving crazy today.
Yeah, he's putting his stamp on the game. All Murray. It's a screen. Takes 3. We're good. Jam with the rebound. Keith Thibault. Keith Thibault's had the ball a lot more than I thought he would on offense. Thibault looks like he's trying to get into the post. Doesn't. Drives the hole. No good. Throws it back on the other end to Jokic. No good. Thibault's 1 for 5.
Jokic even up finally.
Thibault has a wide open 3. Missed it.
Curious to know how much of the offense they want to run through Thibault, considering Thibault is seen as mostly a defensive player up to this point in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but by starting him, you kind of put him in that position, but not the guy you want to be counting on for buckets. Jokic starting to make his presence be known in the post.
Finding smaller defenders to go after instead of going brute force straight against Gobert.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was only a matter of time before Jokic put his stamp in. Thibault gets stripped. Back on the other end, no good. John Collins pulls down the board. Bojan. Bojan drives in, gets the foul.
Boyan trying to do it all himself, but he does end up finding a way to get to the line, and all that matters is that you get points, right?
Damn, fuck off, killer. All right, fine. I won't say the word stamp anymore. All right, Bojan. It's the second free throw. 22-18 lead. Bojan.
I think it's Boyan, right?
Bojan, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Barry Parker into the game, Celtics legend. Post goes right after in the post, and it did not end well for him.
Not the kind of shot you want to take in the post. Pass it out.
Oh. Bogdanovich passes back to Lou Williams. Etwan Moore into the game. And as well as Robin Lopez. And Hoodie Bello is also into Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, the first shot of his game.
Yep. 7-point lead for the Lakers. Back into Jabari Parker. Jabari's someone who I was looking at the stats earlier. So he averages 10 points a game for me. It's a little surprising to me, but he's definitely been more productive in the NBN than he has in real life. Melo putting the moves on Jabari, but doesn't go in. Alex Len has also entered the game as well as KCP. Bryn Forbes hits the field. Got like hockey line changes coming. Everyone's switching. Twan Moore. Evan Lopez trying to get open to the post, but they won't give it to him. Twan Moore wants the ball for himself. He's feeling it right now, and he gets stripped. Back on the other end, KCP. Into Jabari, and Jabari slams it down. Nuggets
What a play by Jabari Parker.
Nice little 7-0 run from the Nuggets. On the other end, Bojan drives in. Tough basket there, but gets it to go. It's the Lakers back in front, using the 2-for-1 opportunity. Jamal Murray gets to Alex Len. Murray driving. Nice little floater. Tie game.
It's amazing how the Nuggets' second unit has seemed to do much better than the first unit.
Yeah, it's interesting. And the Lakers' first unit was really effective. Since we see Lou Williams go in there again and get another bucket. But yeah, this Nuggets and Jamal Murray has stayed into this Nuggets second unit, which is probably part of it. So at the end of the first, we have a 29-27 lead for the Los Angeles Lakers. So Kamal, as a Western Conference owner, what matchups are you most excited about in these playoffs?
I think my own would be pretty exciting, just considering that we've been underperforming, playing a team like the Timberwolves that are overperforming. Another one that's honestly my favorite is the Warriors and the Pelicans. That one has star power.
Absolutely, I would agree with that 100%. It's going to be an exciting series, and I think the Warriors have really kind of slowed down late in the season. They were up in the 1-2 seed range mid-season, and they dropped to the 4. But they certainly have no shortage of firepower, as do the Pelicans.
A guard-heavy team versus a forward-heavy team, that's just a recipe for some good basketball.
Absolutely. It's Jamal Murray. Another bucket. He's really starting to come out here. And the other matchup is Dallas and Portland, which could be interesting as well.
I think that might be done in 4 or 5 games. I think Dallas has a significant size advantage, and they're much better on defense.
Absolutely, but don't doubt Coach Lance.
I think there's a lot to doubt, but we'll get into that later.
Jay, has the NBN playoff bracket been made yet? I mean the playoff challenge.
I'm gonna do it after the playing games are over.
Okay.
But it will be coming. Fill out your bracket and most likely lose. Meanwhile, the Nuggets have retaken the lead here, 34-31. It's a hard foul on Bryn Forbes. The line here.
I feel like in this game, Denver has a lot more to lose. Even with Gobert's contract hanging, I feel like Denver having DeMar DeRozan to worry about, as well as the rest of their future contracts, and I feel like they're not as young as the other teams. I feel like Denver is almost in a win now situation.
Absolutely. I mean, they. I mean, the season's been very disappointing for them in general. I mean, they kind of put all their chips into the table when they traded for DeMar DeRozan. It didn't work out very well. They ended up with the 9 seed, which in the normal times would be out of the playoffs. But they got lucky with the play-in games here. But they absolutely, this is a must-win for them. And the Lakers without Kyrie, they're not really expected to do as much.
Lakers also a much younger team. John Collins looking promising in this game. Gobert is looking like he really wants a payday, and I believe if they do give him enough money, he'll say yes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, the team is still a very talented team, and obviously with Kyrie Irving at the head of that. But right now, the Nuggets have gone on a little run, and they're up 7. With Shabazz Napier at the line to cut it to 5, most likely. No commentators jinx there.
Over in the East, how do you think the Celtics will fare against the Nets?
Well, I mean, it's obviously not a great matchup for us. I mean, it's no secret that we were kind of trying to avoid playing the Nets in the first round. No one wants to play a team with LeBron and Kevin Durant. But I mean, I think it'll be a closer series than people expect. I mean, I don't expect to win the series because it's LeBron, and LeBron doesn't lose in the first round. But I still think we can put up a very tough test in that series.
First time for everything, right?
Exactly. And if any team's going to do it, the NBN Celtics. It's definitely not the real Celtics. I'll tell you that. And also in the East, we have the matchup between Atlanta and who are they going to be playing?
Miami, I think.
Miami, right? And I think that'll be an interesting series because Miami has somewhat underperformed this season. I think they are a better team than they played. They were kind of hovering around that 7-8 line all season.
There's some good matchup there though, with Jimmy Butler and Paul George, and then there's also Bam Adebayo with Anthony Davis.
Absolutely, and Bam put on a show yesterday against Toronto. So, and I expect more of the same from him. And we'll also have what I'd probably call the snoozer in the series, which Indiana and Orlando. Which I mean, no offense to those two teams, but like the Orlando has Russell Westbrook, and outside of that, not that much else.
I'm not even sure if Orlando is trying to win or if they know how to win. They started off great and then they traded Isaac, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they were able to keep the 6 seeds for the whole season because I thought they dropped down to 8 and 9 or something like that, but they were able to keep winning towards the end of the season, and I think that speaks volumes to whatever coaching they have or 2K randomness, either one.
It will be interesting to see how Kawhi does against a much weaker team.
Yeah, and Kawhi was injured for a while this season, but he's back in full force here. And the Pacers, it's no secret that they have not been the greatest stream team this season, much like the Rockets, but it'll be interesting to see. The Nuggets go up 7 again. And Shabazz Napier is going to have to do a lot to get the Lakers back in the game here.
Nuggets did a good job of adjusting to get away from Gobert. We haven't seen as much Gobert blocks or as much of his defensive impact since the first quarter.
And Matisse Thybulle taking more shots is a bad sign for the Lakers right now. Jabari Parker gets another runaway dunk. 9-point lead for Denver.
I'm happy to see Jabari Parker succeed. He is one of the players during free agency that I really wanted to go after, and it's nice to see him do well, even if he isn't a superstar or anything like that.
I completely agree, and he was a very hyped player coming out of college, and obviously didn't exactly live up to his expectations, but it's good to see him succeeding here in Denver. Nuggets trying to get Jokic in the post. They instead go with the pick and roll, and Monte Morris over Gobert. Nice shot there for Monte Morris. 5 for 5 for him early on.
Gobert looked lost in that play. I don't know if he knew where he was. I don't know if he knows this is an elimination game.
I mean, all he had to do really just put his hands up and blocked him, but interesting.
Defense is hard sometimes.
More Matisse Thybulle handling the ball. Collins, they double team him, and they're going to get a shot clock violation. So, Denver defensive game plan has been very strong so far.
Thybulle must have been mad. He was wide open on the 3-point line, and when Collins got double teamed, he just held onto the ball.
The guy's shooting like 1 for 8, so I can't really blame Collins for not passing the ball. That's 2 fouls on Gobert. Maybe something to watch out for. He absolutely cannot get into foul trouble.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Monte Morris at the line. It's the first. Murray coming back into the game for Jabari Parker, looks like. Starting lineup is back in for Denver, and seems so for the Lakers. This is where the Lakers got up to that quick start, but we'll see how the Stars fare this time around. Morris hits them both. No missed free throws today, which is no surprise to anyone.
Interesting to see Bojan Bogdanovic gassed already in the second quarter.
And he's played a lot, and he's been pretty hot today. So they're going to look to him for more buckets as John Collins goes in and can't get it to go. In the corner, Monte Morris for 3. He hits it.
The Lakers want to come back. They can't be playing that kind of defense.
Yeah, and timeout here for the Lakers is much needed.
I wonder if on the sidelines, Kyrie Irving is almost acting as a second coach, helping out his team.
He probably didn't even show up for the game. He just took another sabbatical maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. He might be quitting the NBA. We never know.
Yeah, who knows? Never know with that guy. Oh yeah, I'm driving. Fouled by Kent Bazemore. I mean, I think the key for the Lakers here to get back in the game, they have to play a lot better in the defensive end. The Nuggets have been getting a lot of open shots, a lot of open dunks and layups, and it just can't happen. Or 20 left in the second quarter. Oh yeah, and hits both free throws.
Pushing that 420 moment here in Denver, Colorado.
Of course. Jokic driving on Gobert. Gets him in the paint. It gets go.
Seeing Collins out-rebound Jokic is interesting. I wonder if that hurts his pride at all.
Well, he'll take solace in the fact that his team is up 12 right now. As Gobert gets a favorable matchup in the paint, goes for the little hook shot. Can't get it to go. Say Morris into DeRozan. Foul. Can't get the N1, but we'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Watching this game started to make me wonder, with this big three, if they should start staggering their minutes more. It's almost like they play better when only 2 of them are out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of value in the advanced rotations for sure, and Shabazz Napier nails the shot. There you go. But you know, it's difficult because you know in 2K they usually do a lot of those like hockey line changes where all your starters come out at once and all your bench comes in at once, and you know it's difficult. And if one star stays out there the whole time for the other team, your bench is going to get killed. So it's 3 fouls on Rudy Gobert, and that's troublesome for the Lakers.
And Jokic is showing what makes him special with that spin move. Not many bigs can do something like that.
Yeah, and early on, Gobert was getting the better of that matchup every time, but Jokic just coming to his own here. It's going to be 60 points for the Nuggets, still 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Lakers have to sharpen up on the defensive end. Napier driving. Napier's hot. He wants the ball. Will for 3. It's it. There needs some more 3-pointers from the Lakers to fall. On the other end, Rosen gets an easy bucket.
Yeah, the 3-point game for the Lakers doesn't really help when Matisse Thybulle is taking as many as he is, and you don't have a guy like Kyrie.
Bojan takes 3 and he hits it. It's 2 in a row for them, but they have to play some defense here. They're just not getting back on that end. Rosen to Jamal in the paint. Jamal slams it over Williams. Lou Will just got postered. We meant to clip that. Homer's been dunking a lot today. John Collins in the post fades away. Could have just gone right at him. That and a steal from Shabazz Napier. Shabazz Napier on the other end lays it in. I'd say Shabazz Napier's been very impressive this game.
Yeah, Napier's doing a lot better than I thought he would, but Lakers don't really have a backup point guard. Every time the other I don't even know his name. Every time the other guy comes in, it just looks bad.
Yeah, I don't think they were in for very long. Was Quinn Cook? Maybe? Could be wrong about that. Quinn Cook's on one of these 2 teams. I know that. So about as prepared for this as Marv Albert is for every game. DeRozan for 3 won't go.
It's time to start our Shaq and Charles Barkley hot takes.
Yeah. Bogdanovich slams it in. And now if the Lakers can cut this to like 5 around half, that'll be great for them. They'll be right in. And Forbes to Jokic in the post. Jokic going to work. Out and 1. Absolutely dominating.
That's what the fans came here to see. Jokic working in the post, really grinding out points.
Just a great play by Jokic, and he's starting to really turn it up here. And he realizes this is a playoff game, or a play-in game to make the playoffs, but it's basically a playoff game at this point. Just a reminder, the winner of this game goes on to play the Los Angeles Clippers.
Is that a no-look pass?
It was a no-look pass, and that is the Lakers' offense has been very good today. It's just their defense has been lackluster. Jamal Murray gets double teamed. We're going to have a jump ball first.
You too.
It's 2 guards here jumping it up. Lou Williams and Jamal Murray. And
Lou Williams wins a tip-off.
Yeah.
I feel like I could win a tip-off against Lou Williams.
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty impressive that jumping. Will into the post. John Collins has the smaller guy on him. As Bryn Forbes on him, and he passes out to Napier for 3. Oh, good. Tillman gets the rebound. Has Tillman been in all game? He just kind of showed up.
I don't know. This could be his moment to shine in elimination game. Shot at the buzzer. Let's see what the refs say.
I'm going to say he didn't get it off because I don't think there was enough time there. Yep, no good. So it'll be a 9-point lead for the Denver Nuggets heading into halftime, 67-58.
It could be worse for the Lakers considering they don't have Kyrie. They've had promising moments. They were up big at the beginning. I'm wondering if it will translate to the beginning of the second half as well. If it does, maybe when all the starters are in at the end of the fourth, they could mount a comeback.
Yeah, I feel like this could get out of hand real quick at the start of the third quarter, so the Lakers really have to focus in on those first 3 or 4 minutes. What's up, Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq? What do you got for us?
Nuggets 62% from the field. That's unheard of.
It's not sustainable, but with the defense the Lakers are playing, maybe it is because just a lot of easy points in the paint for the Nuggets right now. Got some halftime stats brought to you by Killer Dog 7. 6 for 6, Monte Morris. 6 for 8, Jamal Murray. 5 for 6, Jabari Parker. Like, those numbers are crazy. The other end, Bogdanovich, 5 for 6, 2 of 2 from 3, 16 points for him. Napier has 14. Matisse Thybulle, 1 for 7. That's a killer right there. Not a killer dog. Hoodie Mello showing up in a big way.
Lou Will not having a great game. He's meant to be there for his offense, but even his offense isn't really showing up too much.
But he won a jump ball, so that's his victory for the game.
Yeah, but he also got dunked on pretty bad.
He did. He really did. By Jamal Murray of all people. Things started in the second half. We have Kent Bazemore bringing the ball up. That's DeMar DeRozan. Pick and roll action. DeRozan gets an easy dunk to start the half. That vaunted Lakers defense is continuing.
Nuggets starting to feel comfortable at home. I wonder how much this home field advantage would have changed if the Lakers were 1 seed higher.
I don't know. I mean, it said the Nuggets home court advantage would be, apparently, so I don't know what the Lakers would be. Still a 9-point lead for Denver here. Jokic, oh, he's got Shabazz on him. Jokic is going to go to work here, and that's just too easy. You got the
That's
switch
just
you
not
want.
fair. Shabazz, it's not even his fault. That's just bad rotations.
Yeah, you can't be switching on to Jokic onto the smallest guy on the court for sure. On college, it goes up against 2 guys. There's no chance.
Collins figures he's the only man that's been shooting the ball and actually getting it in the hoop. Might as well do it against 2 guys.
Yeah, him and Bojan for sure. Monte Morris, no good.
Sweet pass to an open look, even if it didn't make it.
Yeah. Napier for 3. He drills it. Shabazz Napier. Superstar. Jokic has the ball. They get to switch on to Napier again. They'll pass it to Jamal Murray instead. And what the hell are you doing, Matisse Thybulle? This dude just fell over for no reason.
Everyone in Los Angeles yelling charge, but I don't see it. Officials don't see it. I don't think that's anything.
There was no charge, not even he literally just fell over. I don't even think he got touched. Meanwhile, Matisse going to the line for 2. Got the foul on the other end. Good for him to see the ball go into the hoop once or twice. Maybe that'll get him going on the offensive end. 8-point lead for Denver now. Hurry into DeRozan. Foul. Oh, that's 4 on Rudy Gobert, and that's worrisome.
Do you take out Gobert with down 8 points, knowing that it'd be hard to come back without him?
Yeah, I don't think I would. What do you have to lose here? And they're going to.
I think it might be better to just keep him in and try to chip out more and more of his deficit.
You know, the season's over if you lose this game, so why not? John Collins. Shabazz is open in the paint. Shabazz goes after Monte Morris. Can't get it to go. Morris into Jokic, and that's a slam, and he almost took the rim down with him. This is the run that Lakers were fearing here at the start of the half. They gotta stop it. Napier, no good. Corner 3, Monte Morris, no good. That would have been a dagger. Back on the other end, Bojan. It's doubled and stripped from him.
Do y'all want to?
Gobert wide open in the paint, still can't get the ball.
Do y'all want a third to hop on?
Sure. Are you the third or
Winner of
someone
this
else?
game plays the Clippers. How do you think that will go?
I mean, the Clippers. The Clippers did not look great against Minnesota, but I think, you know, if it's the Lakers in that, I would favor the Clippers, but I would favor the Denver Nuggets over the Clippers, honestly. They
Clippers
have
do still have Lowry, Randall, Sabonis, and T.J. Warren.
They do, and you know, we all know that Sabonis and Warren aren't very good on stream, and I think that's been very clear. Kid Monotone has made that very clear. And, you know, that's part of the reason why he traded them. But, you know, I think the Clippers are still a very good team, but I would favor the Denver Nuggets, honestly. Meanwhile, we have Matisse Thybulle, who gets stripped, and this is going from bad to worse for the Lakers right now. Kent Bazemore driving. What a take from Kent Bazemore.
Bazemore just crossed over between two people to get open. Not something I expected to see from a guy of his caliber.
And during the timeout, let's welcome K-Man to the booth. What's up, K-Man? You got the quiet mic again.
Yeah, K-Man, you're quiet.
Bring back that other mic.
Put the mic in your mouth.
No, that mic's asleep.
Well, John Collins, for 3, he hits it.
John Collins is trying to single-handedly bring himself back into the game.
He is the team. And just another easy drive for the Nuggets. Lakers defense is very suspect here.
Yeah, the Lakers actually do something promising, the Nuggets just answer right back with something even better.
Yeah, just so many open looks. They're shooting 62% at halftime, and that has not changed. It's probably been better now. Will throws up a 3, and he hits it. And the Lakers' offense, I mean, they've shot pretty well, especially, you know, 3. They've hit a bunch of 3s, but it hasn't seemed to matter.
If there is one way to beat the Nuggets, I do think it is at the three-point line. The Nuggets don't seem to have the strongest three-point shooters.
And you know, on the defensive end, the pick and roll is just killing the Lakers. They get all messed up on their switches there, just about every possession.
Yeah, it's interesting to see a team that's criticized for being one-dimensional on offense just destroy the Lakers' defense over and over and over again.
Bogdanovich, 14. Matisse Thybulle into Collins in the post. Collins fade away, hits it. Doug Collins is putting the team on his back right now. Marta Rosen for 3. And he hit it. I mean, you're going to let him take that shot most of the time. But he can hit it at times.
When DeRozan starts hitting threes, you just know your luck is down.
Yeah, I mean, and he's wide open again. These guys have to start contesting their shots. While Matisse Thybulle is dribbling himself into all kinds of trouble. Bojan. Deep three. Yeah. Good Forbes. Riding. It's good. 17-point lead.
Feels like the Nuggets know what they're doing with the ball. They're moving it with purpose, and the Lakers are just kind of dribbling in place.
Timeout by the Lakers. Defense is Swiss cheese right now.
Okay, how are you looking for the Lakers to come back into this game?
Hell, they need a lot of help, and it starts in the defensive end, and honestly ends in the defensive end, because their offense, let's be honest, their offense has been very good today. That guys step up like Shabazz Napier and Bojan, and especially John Collins, of course. But on the defensive end, they're getting blown by every time. They're getting all messed up on their switches on the pick and rolls, and most importantly, just a lot of open looks for Denver. What was that shot?
I don't think that's what you expect the team to do outside of
Nope. DeRozan finally misses one for the Nuggets. It's okay, man. A disappointing loss for your team today. How would you sum up the season for the 17?
Spoke about it a lot in the post-game conference. I don't want to take too much away from this Lakers-Denver game, but I will just say, all in all, I think that I'm happy with the season.
Take a break. Take a break.
In terms of how we performed as a team, where we ended, am I disappointed? Yeah. Did I want to actually make the real playoffs? Yeah. But that's sort of what everyone here is fighting for. This is the play-in tournament. These teams that have been through the 7th and 10th seed have been really fighting up and down, having turbulent seasons, and now they're at this point in the season where, in this junction, when you're bringing in this tournament to try and prove to yourself, hey, are you a playoff-worthy team? And it clearly worked. Clearly we were not. Was it because of Miles Bridges being injured? Was it because of Kyle Anderson not having great tendencies? Was it because of Draymond Green locking down Ben Simmons and forcing him to 10 turnovers? Who knows? But obviously we were in deserving.
And so how do you think the Toronto-Chicago game tomorrow will go?
First off, I'm shocked that this is the matchup. That at first off, now I'll come to myself and say that I really am expecting a good game from Chicago, just because I feel like they have a better defensive team. From what I saw, they really did a good job in their coaching setups. I really got to give praise to Claxton for the defensive scheme that he set up. I'm interested to see what he's going to do against the Toronto Raptors. And I spoke with Odes after the game between the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat. I tried to get word with him before the game. He was a little busy. I spoke with him after the game. It was a coaching decision to have Chris Paul come off the bench. It was something that they had seen in their test streams, that it just works better when they did not share the court. And to be fair, Chris Paul had a great game in limited minutes, but maybe he would have gotten much worse if he played those extra minutes pairing with Van Vliet, who himself had struggled all game. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I'm pretty confident now, after seeing what I went through, that the Chicago Bulls will pull that game out.
Yeah, and it was a very difficult game for the Raptors. They did kind of get blown out of the water in the end by Miami, but Chicago's a team that was kind of tanking at the end of the season to get the 11th seed, but the Wizards would not win a game, so Chicago barely snuck into the play-in. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually do make the playoffs.
It was an interesting time to see them tank. I know that we also did a little bit of resting of our stars in order that after reset, but in many ways that was actually not really. In some ways it was tanking, in other ways it was us trying to keep whoever was not healthy. I forget the other day, we just got that patch Beverly after Miles Bridges went out for 4 to 6 weeks. The right Miles. I don't know what the hell's going on in Philadelphia. I've had 5 times I've died and I'm really
That's
Gotta
tough.
get those Cleveland trainers, man.
yeah, something needs to happen. I'm firing the whole training staff.
I'm curious, who do you think next year for the 76ers will be your top 3 scorers?
Good question. Very good question. I think it would be Simmons, Hunter, and Bridges. I think Hunter is more likely just because of the three-point shot, but to be second. But yeah, I feel like that's going to be our top 3 scoring. It would also depend on who we sign, who we trade for, who we draft for the machine builder. Whoever we have, that's a high volume scorer. They could really jump into that role, but right now, just on the core team, I have to say that it's going to be Hunter and Bridges to be the second and tertiary offense.
That's interesting because for us, Bridges was not very good, but on a team where he could get more touches, see more of the offense, maybe he could actually blossom into more of a star.
It was interesting to see for me that so many people were against Bridges. I know that I think it was Steven Seagal who was actually commenting about how, or not Steven, someone else on the trade deadline podcast was telling me that they did not enjoy watching Miles Bridges on stream.
I think that was Pizza.
Okay, I think that was Pizza. You're right.
Well, I'll take everything he says with a grain of salt.
Well, I don't know. I mean, at first, I think I might have agreed with his point. I might have seen his point initially slow, but then I think it was either the first upgrade or the second upgrade that Miles Bridges had that really changed his game and made him much more aggressive, especially on the break. And he started making some of those 3-point shots he could take. And for a team that you saw today in our game, how few players are willing to take 3-point shots on the team for some reason. There's a lot of guys that don't want to shoot, even though, Patrick Williams, he's a 3-point shooter. Kyle Anderson, a very good 3-point shooter in the NBA. He's a guy that just weren't shooting threes, and it was disappointing for us to watch. But I think Bridges was slowly coming to his own in our test streams, and to see him go down with injury was heartbreaking.
Breaking news: Matisse Thybulle has just hit another 3.
Yeah,
Wow.
What the hell is going on?
Is he like 2 for 12 now or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Bryn Forbes, a wide open 3 for him. 22-point lead for the Nuggets now. And it is looking like that's all she wrote for the Lakers.
I gotta say, I'm impressed by what I've seen from Bryn Forbes. Not expecting to be such an efficient game.
I'm surprised at the performance by the Nuggets in general. I usually see them as a poor coaching team, especially considering what they've done this season. But this game today, an elimination game, their stars have stepped up, and even the backups have stepped up.
Lou Will for 3, no good.
I feel like for this Denver Nuggets team, the defense in the sims is just not going to match up with a lot of the teams. But in the stream, I mean, as we're seeing right now, their offense is just cooking. They're able to just destroy teams.
Yeah, I'm wondering, is this more of good offense by Denver or just really bad defense by the Lakers?
I've seen a lot of bad defense. And, it's hard to take away a lot from Denver because they played very well. Had a great game plan. They've actually played pretty well defensively, I think, too, in the second half and this third quarter. But I mean, defensively, the Lakers, just so many blown assignments and mix-ups on the defensive end that you wonder what exactly their game plan was there.
look at the offensive talent that the Denver Nuggets can put out there. How many scoring options do they have? They have Jokic, they have DeRozan, and they have even Morris here. He's gonna hit that three. Like, they have offensive weapons, but this team just wasn't able to really get going in the regular season. I think more so than a lot of these other teams that are in the play-in tournament, where it's a lot of like herky-jerky teams like the Sixers, like the Bulls, like the Raptors even. I feel like this Nuggets team, I should say, is more similar to how we've been looking at the Miami Heat on the other side in the Eastern Conference, a team that should be much higher, but for some reason or the other, just could not find a way to combat the
And another
turnaround
easy tuck.
dunk.
It was a great tuck by Kent Bazemore. Floodgates are open now.
It was interesting because earlier BJ said that he would slightly favor the Nuggets over the Clippers. So now I'm wondering, if the Nuggets have to play the Kings, what's going to happen there?
Well, first, let me address the line thing. Denver Nuggets Clippers. I also agree that the Nuggets will likely have the advantage against the Clippers, mainly because I'm not confident in Sabonis' ability to stop Jokic, and I am much more confident in Jokic's ability to stop Sabonis and Randle inside. I'm confident in Sacramento. I feel like they have a very good offensive team, and they have a well-balanced roster. How many props have you given to that one guy for all the shit that he got over the summer for some of the trades that he made, and they just absolutely dominated. I'm really impressed with what they've done, and so I don't want to yet dismiss the regular season success. I want to give it to them. I think that I would pick them to win against the Denver Nuggets in 6 or 7, just because of how difficult he is to defend.
Yeah, I agree. He really turned that roster from a team that hadn't made the playoffs in over a decade to a 60-win team. He assembled young cores with Jonathan Isaac, De'Aaron Fox. He got Zach LaVine before he blew up. And Tobias Harris, a player that was seen as a cap casualty, has blossomed into a much better power forward, similar to what we saw in Los Angeles with the Clippers. It seems like it's a good situation, and I would also favor him over the Nuggets.
But that was honestly one of the best positive trade, or the best trades, positive trades that I've seen was the CP3 to Tobias Harris trade. We looked at just what Philadelphia traded away of Chris Paul. They brought in Norman Powell and Kyle Lowry. I would consider that to be a positive asset versus Chris Paul, just because of what we were able to get out of Lowry and Norman Powell. Despite the fact that we sold low on him, he was still an extra asset that we got. And as for Sacramento, Tobias Harris is a very good player. The only reason we moved him was because of the years on his contract, and we were just not confident. And seeing here in Sacramento, he has proven himself to be maybe worthy of this contract.
I think
we're going to be surprised on stream to see what Tobias Harris does, because usually on stream a player like him doesn't succeed, but I'm confident in Sacramento's coaching finding a way to help him find his niche.
That'll be the key, is whether or not he can be productive on stream. Will he be stretching the court, taking those taking and making those 3-point shots? Will he be aggressive driving to the hoop and getting to the free throw line, or is he going to be sort of like an albatross, get yourself 20 points, but he's shooting 35% from the field in sort of similar way to Pascal Siakam, seen from him in the past.
So I think I'd say we can all agree on this. I think that Sacramento should be front office of the year. And you can make an argument for Atlanta too, I think, because obviously the moves they've made. But, I don't like giving Nelson any credit, so I think definitely Sacramento front office of the year.
It's a battle between them because there's a lot more star power in Atlanta, but at the same time, the Kings have more. The Kings have a much better future, a much better outlook. They got young players who could still be even better than they are now. Even a guy like Tobias Harris that we've been talking about. How old is he? 29, 30? He's got years on his contract, but he's not old by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, Tobias Harris turned 29 in July. I think that he's done just about as good as he can to match the contract. Is it still an overpay in the later years? Maybe. Does he really match up with this team championship window? You know, I thought maybe in the beginning of the season I would say no. But if you look at where their best players are, all of them are between the age, seem to be between the ages of 23 and 28. But the only player over 30 on the Sacramento team, Eric Bledsoe and Iman Shumpert. I don't know. I feel like Bledsoe is not really a player that they would consider to be a star. He's not starting. And Iman Shumpert is Iman Shumpert. So, yeah. Wayne Ellington didn't say hi. He's 30. But still, I think that the tough thing would be whether or not this counts as executive of the year or coach of the year. Regardless, I think that one guy, an Adam 17, their general manager, officially can be called the greatest front office duo in Sacramento.
Not that there is much good history
Yeah.
to go off of.
Yeah, Luke Walton is their second winningest head coach in terms of winning percentage. So that tells you all you need to know.
Well, now third behind whoever is second, and now Benson.
Well, that's true. Shabazz Napier, one last hurrah for him here. This is all it. Lakers are getting thoroughly thrashed now.
Well, what do you guys think about the Lakers looking into the offseason and for the next season ahead? After a roller coaster is one word, but there's a lot of words that you can use for this team after the season.
Well, obviously the primary.
Bear declining his player option is huge. I don't know how that's going to affect how they're going to build out the rest of the roster, but they do have a lot of young options.
Well, he rejected his contract extension, not player option.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, player options are coming up soon, so keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Lakers roster. I mean, their main guys that are free agents are Gobert and Lou Williams. And, Lou Will's 34, so I don't know if they're going to keep him. He's not really in line with their trajectory. And Carmelo also has a player option. But, yeah. I mean, it'll be an interesting offseason for the Lakers. I mean, they have to be really good there, man. That's obviously first and foremost.
How do you think their chances are bringing him back? Because obviously they have Kyrie. I feel like that's going to be a major pull. And regardless of what people think about John Collins as like a next level star, he still is a star that's going to get 20 points and 8, 9. He's still
He's been playing well today.
He's been going off today, yeah.
What's 2K? And they're down.
And our league's in 2K.
Going off and down by 30. That's great.
I mean,
Yeah.
No. It's tough. It's tough to win a game like this without Kyrie Irving.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. It's tough to win a game without Miles Bridges.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely the same thing.
About to win a game with him too.
Well, that's top 3 scoring option. Miles Bridges there for you. So.
Yeah. Watch your mouth, son.
Yeah, Lakers next season with Kyrie, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of teams in the West that are also at that. They're at that middle level where if they perform well, they could make the playoffs. But if they underperform, they could miss, like we saw the Suns did this season. There's a lot of teams in that middle point, and I feel like that's where the Lakers are going to be even with or without Gobert.
Well, I feel like the team that's like lurking in all of this is going to be Utah. I'm really excited to see how this team is going to be next year because I know just basically off of how 2K works, replicating the NBA, I feel like a lot of these guys are going to be a much better, even in sim. And I want to see whether or not the Utah Jazz can build a better roster or a better coaching system to really replicate what the success that they had in the NBA. Because they do have a very young roster, and they have a lot of players that are talented. This is a good team in there, but I think it's just going to be a question of whether or not they can get a coaching system right and what they will do with the two big contracts of Mike Conley and Otto Porter Jr.
It was interesting to see them offer those guys extensions when, for me, if I was part of that team, I'd only focus on young guys, but they seem to feel like they can win now, and trying to keep a guy like Michael Conley really shows what they're trying to do.
On paper, they should be able to compete. I don't see why this Utah Jazz team wasn't in the play-in discussion. I mean, I know that if you're talking about them, then you're talking about Phoenix, and then it's a full-on insane roster. And if you look at the actual records, Utah did sort of sneak in at the very end to compete. I just can't see how this team doesn't improve for next year just based off of 2K. I mean,
they just had a horrible start to the season. They were like the worst team in the league for like the first 30 games or whatever. And, they actually, had a very solid finish to the season. They crept up and I think passed Phoenix in the end. And Phoenix could not win a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So.
They passed Phoenix and they tied Philadelphia and Chicago. They had the same record as us.
It's nice to see teams that aren't tanking, down there in the standings.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of teams I think that in this area that were disappointing in a lot of ways, whether it was poor coaching or I guess in Philadelphia's case a little bit of self-sabotage. But hey, good at.
The Lakers seem to have completely checked out of the game as their general manager, Coco, is in the back in the press room taking a post-game press conference early.
Still 4 minutes left in the game, but yeah, whatever.
I mean, I don't blame him. I really wanted to. 4 minutes left to go. You want to get those post-game press conferences out of the way as soon as possible if you get eliminated from the playoffs. Just rip them out like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's anything requiring him to be there, but he's doing his duty and answering questions.
Well, why don't I turn this question now to you guys as representatives of your team. Your guys are actually in the playoffs, like the real playoffs. Both of you made like the actual thing versus this stupid crap here. How do you guys look to? First, I'll ask this question to you, DJ. How are you looking to approach your opponent in the first round?
Well, I mean, I talked a little bit about this earlier, but I think the Nets, they present a unique challenge. I mean, they have two superstar players, two top 3 players in the NBA, and, it's going to be difficult to contain them. But, you have to accept that those two guys are going to score, and I think you have to focus on limiting the guys around them, like Joe Harris and Spencer Dinwiddie, and then guys like that. And you can't let other guys like them go off for 15, 20 points. You have no chance. So I think limiting those guys is going to be... And obviously, you try to stop LeBron and Durant as much as you can. But I think we have a good game plan, and we'll see how it goes.
Do you see any holes in their bench unit that you can try and take down, or are you more focused on what your team can do off the bench?
I mean, I think we have a stronger bench than their bench for sure. We have Alec Burks, we have Isaiah Stewart, And we have Bruce Brown. We have Gallinari coming off the bench too now. So I mean, and Reggie Jackson as well. So
Did you just see beef stew? Mr. Beef Stew?
we have a pretty strong bench. I think that is a strength of ours now. At the beginning of the year, we were kind of criticized for our bench being kind of weak, and we made some moves during the season that strengthened it.
BJ, I thought I was going to eventually find a way to trade for Bruce Brown and Isaiah Stewart away from you.
No, I'm not trading with you guys anymore. You guys have reached me one too many times in the other league, so.
Yeah,
Ever since I traded, yeah, after that Mitchell Robinson trade, it was over. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Well, Kamal, what's the position for you? How is it that you're going to look to take on your opposition?
Well, the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Johnny, there's a rumor going around that he was offered the same Houston Rockets position as me, and when I asked him about it, he said something about an offense built around Harden being one-dimensional, and something about stopping Harden is the key, and then once you stop Harden, nothing else happens. So I would be looking forward to hopefully a sweep, maybe 5 games. You know, 2K hasn't done a good job of helping out Karl Anthony Towns for some reason. Apparently, if your family gets COVID, that makes you a worse player. So he's almost the same caliber as Vucevic. The surrounding team, I believe, we have Harden, and then outside of the stars, it's about the same, but we have more star power. I would hope that we could get it done in 4 or 5 games. Yeah, and if not, then I guess look forward to next season. But it'd feel really good to beat Johnny.
So, do you feel like this is a bit of a grudge match here?
Yeah, and even if it's not, I still want to start a little rivalry. You know, in the conference, I believe that we can stay a top 4 team, and they'll probably make the playoffs as somewhere between the 6 to 8 seed. So I believe we could have many more playoff matchups to go. I really want to start this rivalry out.
Well, we do need some rivalries back in this NBN. I mean, we're missing some of our great rivalries, like Kyle versus Meme, me versus the Bucks. There's a person's name that I will not speak of. There's some missing rivalries, but it'll be interesting to see how they build up here. Unfortunately, a rivalry did not happen here between the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets, as the Nuggets absolutely smacked them in the second half.
I was hoping to start a Celtics Pacers one, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
We could base
He's a some guy. Go ahead.
Would you base that off of your loss in the finals in the Survivor season 2?
I mean, that wasn't Kid's fault. That was the fucking jury's fault. Like, who the hell votes for Nelson?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I wonder.
Imagine losing in Survivor.
Couldn't be you, right, Killer?
Is there
Never.
any chance that Killer, is there any chance that you could go back and find the box score for that 76ers game? I really want to see how many turnovers.
Jokic 23 and 15.
Huh?
Jokic 23 and 15. Good stat line.
Hey man, what was that?
Oh my god.
Hey man said, can you go back to the box score of the Sixers game? But I don't know if it's the same file.
Yes, sir, my phone. I can do it.
Oh, sweet. Someone at Claxton.
Nuggets 11 of 18 from 3.
Wow, 61% from 3, 59
Look at
from
these
the
free
field.
throw numbers. 28 for 29. Like, are you serious?
I mean, look at the Denver Nuggets team. Who is missing free throws from that team? And I would like to see the second half. I feel like a lot of those points came in the second. The efficiency came in the second half, specifically.
I don't think he knows how to do that.
Do what?
Just the trigger.
Go to the second half stats.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see. What do you want first, dudes?
Holy shit! So they just shot great, amazing the whole game. Never mind.
Where'd you type it?
So these are the Lakers that beat the Timberwolves.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the stream, and then I'm gonna open up another stream for the box score.
Okay.